Leadership is a wide section of skills that encompass many different areas within 21st century skills. I would argue leadership is the skill that spreads to all different skills, no matter what area a student studies in. Hello, my name is Graham Setters. I am the principal of Sino Canada High School, located in Suzhou, China. Currently, we are a K-12 school with about 2,000 students. 1,000 of those study in our international program, which is from Canada, British Columbia program. Many of them are studying to be accepted to international foreign universities. So our students will graduate with a Canadian diploma, which allows them to go to top worldwide universities. Before studying or before working at Sino Canada, I had the pleasure of working 12 years as an international educator, 8 years of those within China itself, both as a teacher and as a principal. In those 8 years, it really shaped my educational philosophy around what is the most effective way to be an educator within China, bringing international education to our Chinese students. This is a very complicated question. It's a very complicated question that affects all students worldwide, is what education is the most effective for the students in that country. What I found is that many of the skills that our Chinese students have fit very well into our education system, but we need to adapt them to be suitable for Chinese students. This is something that, as a changing world, we need to really consider what is the purpose of education, what makes it effective for those students. What many educators will talk about is a thing called 21st century skills. 21st century skills are giving students skills that will allow them to be successful in a world that we don't know what will be like. For example, in my 8 years in China, I've seen amazing change, amazing progress, amazing development, but also I would have never been able to predict all of those changes 8 years ago. This is a challenge we're facing in education. How do we prepare students to be ready for education or for the world in 5, 10, 15 years with all the changes that are happening in our world today? So education has really needed to rethink what our purpose is. And what we've come up with is making students have the skills necessary to be successful in any situation that might come, any career path they might want to take, any job they might want to pursue. Having the skills necessary to be successful in that area is really what education is all about. What I really want to focus on today is something that Sino Canada focuses on every day, and that is leadership skills. Leadership is a wide section of skills that encompass many different areas within 21st century skills. I would argue leadership is the skill that spreads to all different skills, no matter what area a student studies in. For example, to be an effective communicator, to be an effective collaborator, to work with others, work in a team, learn how to cooperate, even when you have a difference of opinion. All of those skills are very important in no matter what situation our students will end up in. Within Sino Canada, we understand that leadership does not always come easy. It doesn't happen by accident. We need to develop it. We need to cultivate it. So one of the key areas that we've explored in cultivating leadership within our students is creating a teacher assistant program. This allows students who are interested in developing leadership to work alongside a teacher and deliver curriculum to a group of students throughout the course of the whole school year. So this has had profound and transformative effects on our entire school. It has allowed those students to develop skills that they didn't know they were capable of developing. It has allowed the students in those classes to get benefits of another teacher in the room. Maybe most importantly, it's allowed our students in the classes to see the transformation happen from a student turning into a teacher, from a peer turning into a leader, developing skills that allows to support your students, allows to help motivate your students, allows to inspire your students. All of these skills are important for teaching, but they're also important for leadership. So we have found at Sino Canada that the leadership program through our TA program has really inspired our students to learn those skills required to become great leaders. Our program has really expanded. It's made students who might never have thought they are capable of being leaders to understand that leadership is a skill that anybody can develop. It's very dangerous if we have students feel, I'm not a born leader, or I don't have the right personality to be a leader. People will not follow me. This is completely wrong. This is something that when we change the culture of a school to make people realize leadership is everywhere, that many other students are going to be inspired to develop their leadership. Leadership does not rest with one subject. It does not rest with one classroom. It does not rest in one teacher's hands. It's everywhere. So at Sino Canada, we really endeavor to develop that leadership culture throughout our whole school. One of our main stakeholders in a school are our parents. So we work alongside of our parents to expand leadership from the classroom to the school and eventually to the wider community for our students. We do not want them to stop developing their leadership when they leave the school. We do not want them to stop developing their leadership during vacation time. So we work with our parents to give them the skills to continue to help developing leadership outside of the school, such as volunteering, such as sports programs, athletics, such as clubs, debate teams, anything where students are given a chance to really work with others to develop those leadership skills and to gain confidence with leadership. The BC program at Sino Canada is very, very flexible in allowing these types of opportunities to happen. When we first came up with this idea of a teacher assistant program, there was no course within BC, within the BC curriculum, that allowed us to do this. So we applied to the BC government and said our students could really benefit from being inside of a teacher education program, inside of a teacher assistant program. And they said, great, let's develop a course that fits the needs of your students. So they were very accommodating, and this is representative of the philosophy of the BC education system. It's not about trying to take students and force them into a curriculum. It's about taking a curriculum and making sure it's adaptable for the needs of the students. So we're very fortunate to have a program and a government curriculum that really understands the needs of adapting to the Chinese learner. The BC education system is world-renowned for our results in core areas. PISA test results, the Program for International Student Assessment that were released last year, they showed the BC education system at being the very top in the world. We ranked #1 for reading assessment. We ranked #2 for science. We ranked #5 for math. This is every single country that it's measuring. So we're very confident in the BC education system in the core subject areas, but we're also very happy that we're able to adapt it for the needs of our students. So to bring it back to the idea of leadership and the idea of adapting to change, leaders always need to adapt to the idea that the world is changing and we need to support the people that we're working with based on those changes. We're very happy that at Sino Canada we're showing our students that us as educators, us as teachers, we adapt to change, we accept change, we embrace change. And we also want to instill that in our students as the future leaders of our world. Thank you.